What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. I know you've been messaging me. You've been saying it on Facebook. Yes, we did have a stock market little bump and correction. We will have more of that. We just will. Okay. And Bitcoin this week has surprised many of you. And I'm waiting on apologies. I'm waiting on messages under my Bitcoin videos where people are going to apologize to me. But I know better. I know they're not. So I'll just stop being petty. So anyways, you guys, this is Erica from the Classy Climb blog. And look what I've got in my hands, boys and girls. It is the Smartphone Millionaire. And we had to do a few more little bit of edits, but it's sticking, it's coming. This is this version. Of course, now imagine when it gets paperbook version. It's gonna be probably like that big or whatever. But sorry it's taking so long. I just want to have it right, because I had to split off some ideals in that book where I wanted to go, this is what I'm personally doing, and this is what you should do. And I had to make this one just strictly where to drop the dollars, where to invest from the palm of your freaking phone. Where can you and move money? Because a lot of people are using their debit card accounts, they're using their bank accounts just to shift money in this economy, and that's how you should be. So I had to jump in on it. Listen, Donald Trump said some things that I think the reason he got elected is because he was speaking from a position of outsider looking in. And whether you like what he said or not, I think he was hitting on some truths. Now, are we at a point of 20% unemployment? Not everybody, but pockets of this country, yes. Some small towns where the factory dried up, yes. Some places where people can't get a job, yes. Those people are experiencing a recession already. Now, if you try to tell them they're not, you can go to their town and look for yourself. There's a reason people are flocking in droves to Texas, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. They need work. Well, not only do they need work, here's the thing. You can stay in your small little town if you don't have a ton of debt. Let's say that again. You can stay where you are, and it could be lacking jobs if you don't have a lot of debt and you have passive income. That means you've got a pension coming from the Army, you got a pension coming from the post office, wherever it may be coming, it's coming in. And see, people don't do the math. Okay. Probably going to do a separate video, but today I spent time in the Facebook groups communicating with people, messaging people, returning messages to people. And a lot of people are like, man, I've been paying interest on my car. I've been paying it for 5 years. I'm about to let this car go. Unknowing that that's how that always works. You're going to pay the interest first and the principal second, unless you're writing checks every month that say principal balance only. Just separate, not your regular payment is $300 for that car. Send that $300 check in for the car, but also send out an additional 50, 100, whatever, and get the balance down. The principal balance is what they're running the interest off of. So many people in these groups, I see them have Santana and credit acceptance and very what people would call loan sharkish amounts, 18%, 19%, 20%, which is crazy. But instead of doing good math or instead of taking an accounting class like they probably should be, they're sitting there blaming the company. And this is what's happening with Bitcoin in the stock market. People are blaming the companies. How dare the stock market crash? Now, let's be really honest. Only 15% of Americans are actively in the stock market. Now, it used to be before when you were a retiree, you took a lump sum of your money and threw it into monthly dividend stocks and set it and forget it. Set it and forget it. That was your passive income check coming to your mailbox in Florida. Boom, boom, money coming into your mailbox in Florida because that's where you retired, okay? But many people are confused when I talk about passive income. That's why I put this up here, because today I want to Google some of the things people are saying about the stock market crash, Bitcoin crash, and passive income. You see, people are drawn to this. Well, I just put something over there and ignore it. But that's not ever how passive income works. You're going to require some work in the beginning, and then you can kind of set it and forget it. Well, people are confused about that, right? So again, let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin had people looking at it every day, looking at the price every day, all day, flipping on the phone. Let me look at Coinbase. What's the price? What's the price? That's very active. That's very active, right? And it's speculative, but it was active. And so for people to think, well, I'm just going to set my money on Bitcoin and leave it in the set it and forget it. Yeah, people who got Bitcoin 9 years ago, people who got Bitcoin 5 years ago, people who got Bitcoin 7 years ago, they've probably been on a set it and forget it. People that got Ripple, people that got a lot of these coins probably have been on a set it and forget it waiting for it to kind of take off. Are they geniuses? Not that I think. I think maybe they were just ahead of the curve. A lot of times when you get into rabbit holes on the internet, you can find all kinds of things to invest in. All kinds of things. Okay. So with that being said, Bitcoin was very active, but people weren't doing the research, right? And there's research to be had out there. This is an upcoming technology, but why? But why I'm setting this one coin? There's over 3,000, and there's probably other top popular are like under 1,000, and then there's another popular top 500. Then there's another popular 100. And people are kind of willingly going into this as a Ponzi scheme. Like, well, I'm gonna put my $85 in Bitcoin and I'm gonna cash out in a few weeks. And I don't care if anybody underneath me gets hurt. I don't care. And that's a Ponzi scheme. That's not passive income. That's not really productive. That's a Ponzi scheme. Okay. So for folks don't know what Ponzi scheme is, Google that. Don't come at me in the comments. I know after this video renders, people are gonna be like, you don't know what you're talking about. Don't come at me. Go check out a show called American Greed. Go check out the word Ponzi scheme. And what surprises me every time I watch the show American Greed, how many people, something sounds so good, it's too good to be true, right? So, okay. Second part, the stock market. Let me tell y'all what I did all yesterday. I was buying up. There's 5 Texas companies that I love, that I have dividends with. And you know what I did? When that price went from $13 to $12, I went, boop, buy, boop, buy. Buy 4 of them. Yep, I want 4. This one over here dropped from $5 to $3.95. Boop, buy. I mean, all I did was move money around. I literally moved $100 over to this, and then put $100 put it over here, and then put $100 over here. I got a lot of shares tomorrow. So a lot of my stuff closed out yesterday. Now with Robinhood app, I had 2. I think they closed today. I'm going to double check. I don't want to give you wrong information. But at the end of the day, I'm a monthly dividend stock investor. I am not an investor. I'm not a speculator. I'm not like, yeah, I'm going to buy it low and then sell high. I'm going to do all this stuff. I quit being fancy in college. Our professor who taught us how to do stocks in college, I lost $4,000 in penny stocks in college. So trust me when your girl says she don't play with the play, I don't play anymore. I find niches where I want to be in, and I sit there. So people have asked, do I own Apple? Do I own Netflix? Do I own Google? And do I own, what's the other one? Oh, goodness, I forgot. But I don't own the big 4. I know everybody's like, shame on you. I don't own the big 4. I don't own a fraction of the big 4. I am strictly a monthly dividend stock investor. I go on dividend.com and I create companies that I know I could go research, look up, see if it's a sham. My big focus right now is timber, land, agriculture, Texas, North Carolina, and Tennessee companies. So if they offer dividend, if they seem to be growing or improving, and a lot of times these are REITs, R-E-I-Ts, I do invest my money there, and that's what I did yesterday. So that's not the flashy, sexy you guys want to hear. There's a guy on YouTube right now, that's all he talks about is how he bought a little bit and sold, but he's working on margin. Now, what is margin, you guys? Margin is a credit line. What if I told you, hey, you, I'm going to give you $2,000. What? I know you only got 1,000, but I'm going to give you 2,000 extra. So now it's like you got $3,000 to double down on. What happens when I call you up for that money and you lost money yesterday? You ain't looking good. Your count is negative. It's screaming. Okay. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So a lot of people are on Robinhood and they got on the Robinhood goal. Nothing's wrong with the Robinhood goal if you're somebody like me who is doing nothing but monthly dividend stocks. But if you're jumping on Robinhood goal, which is a margin, and they're kind of giving you anywhere from double your money, triple your money to 10x your money, don't play. Research, learn what you're doing because it can burn you. So I'll just have to tell you that today. Okay. So Robinhood doesn't have a fee. I just looked down real quickly, but I'll get in comments a little bit later. All right. So hopping over to the passive income, because again, I'm going to hold it up one more time. Yo, smartphone money millionaire. Almost done, y'all. Almost. We had to go through. We had to go back and I felt like some stuff was not right. So we had to go back. I know, I apologize. Y'all like, Erica, I'm so sick of you. Again, it's live almost. It should be live by tomorrow. I'm sorry I made homegirl go back through. I said something missing. I don't like it. So almost done, almost to you. But I had to go in there because I want to really show you is passive income is not this set it and forget it. I want some of you to really make futures with this. Okay, so when I talk about peer-to-peer lending, and to give you an example, I'm going to bring it up again. Yale and Harvard, 90% of their portfolio, billion-dollar portfolios, are not in the stock market whatsoever. 90%. So out of $1 billion, now if I gave you $1 billion, you're like, where can I put it? Most people are going to say stock market. No. They've got it in land, agricultural, timber, real estate companies, apartment complexes, and sadly, the private prison systems, and also many other places. Private equities. They've got it in private capital companies. You ever see those signs? See that guy that brought on the show called Todd Capital? And there's about 200 members at this point in there investing, buying stock as a group. Now he has about 20, 30 people off to the side buying real estate as a group. You know, drop 1,000 in, get you some real estate. You're going to get a share, a portion of it. That's what Harvard and Yale are doing. They're putting these big lump sums of money into these small capital companies. All right. Now, how can I explain it better? If I have my capital company that I'm debating on putting together here in Austin, Texas, and I go, hey, you want to partner with me buying this house over here? I'm only going to take 2 other people. That's an example of it. And we work out what your dividends and shares are. Does that make sense? That makes sense? Okay. So that is in the nature of where people get the bigger 20%, 15%, 13%, 27% shares. Okay. 20% returns. Okay. Peer-to-peer lending, Prosper and Lending Club. I get on average 13%. It's been my kind of range. I was up at 15% for a while, and then I haven't got a different note that big anymore because they changed some things on their website. I know people who vote into both, kind of invest in both. 36 to 60 month notes. Now, why is that important? I only pick 36-month notes. Why? Because in 3 years, you ought to have it paid back. Point blank simple. Unless it's one of those $50,000, $60,000, it's a business one or it's a company, I go with the 36-month note because it's $25. I never go over $25 amount. I just have a rule. A lot of people go, well, I'm put 100 in. I'm going to put 200 in. I put $25 and get it out of the way, get it knocked out. And I go through and just load up on notes that I review and study and see what's the amount. If someone's doing a home consolidation, if they're knocking out old credit cards, if they had a medical emergency, and these are people who can afford to fix it, you know what I'm saying? They have consistent work. I'm all about it, baby, because I know 3 years on average, you're going to get that year life. Have you ever noticed people's lives and seasons of 4 years to 5 years? If you notice some of your friends at like 28 to 32, 35 to 40, as they get better jobs, as their income gets better, things kind of just, it's a slow progression, but then it's like, oh, it's over. Oh, my car's paid off. Oh, this is paid off. That is paid off. People who are on the focus and scheduled, they get it knocked out. 3 years is nothing. 3 years blinks before your eyes. Okay. So again, tax liens. Here's another reason where people are saying, oh, I want to be passive. Now, is Lending Club and Prosper passive? Yeah, I mean, when I first get on there, I'm initially kind of reviewing, make sure everything's straight. Boom, notes galore. Now, some people do sell their notes. Like, let's say a note's not performing, someone's not paying, whatever. You can sell your notes to the third-party portfolio, which is part of Lending Club. But I haven't had anybody not pay. I think I've had one person not pay out of 600 notes. I think I have one person not pay. And then the next batch of notes, I haven't had anybody not pay. So again, I started with Lending Club several years ago where I had like $1,000 like tax refund and I just dropped it in on 40 notes. Like boom, 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 dropped it in on 40 notes. Then as time has gone by, I've just built it up to several thousands of dollars. And I enjoy my monthly checks from there. So tax liens. Now, when I'm talking about passive, I'm talking about active income. Tax liens are a cross between. Let's say you Big Daddy Kane. All right, we're just making up a name. I know it's a rapper. and you've got, $20,000, but you don't really want to go all in on one property or house or a particular stock. You could spread that out across several tax liens and get 18% back on your money. Now, some of those are going to pay themselves off in 6 months. Some are going to pay them off in a year. Some are going to pay them off in less time, more time. I look at it as a combination of active and passive. Because really, once I pick the tax lien, I'm just looking for mailbox money. When the county sends me my certificate saying I have a lien on this property, that's my certificate. Okay. When the county sends me my check, here's your check with your interest included. Hey, mailbox money. Does that make sense? Okay. Then that's how I like to make that work, because I'm not just in the zombie zone where I'm just setting it and forgetting it, Erica. Who cares? Some of those counties, once you get to the year mark and they didn't pay their stuff, you got 3 months in that 90-day window to go claim your property, depending on the state, depending on the county. If you're in the course, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you are investing only in Arizona, some of you only invest in Colorado, some of you only invest in Nebraska. You got lots of choices from the course. So again, stocks, monthly dividend stock, super passive usually. Business and e-commerce. Many of you are like, yeah, I just want to make a blog, Erica, and I just want to set it and forget it. And people visit the blog and just money falls into my pockets. And I just go, what? What? Because even if let's go most basic ideal, Shopify site. You noticed all those Shopify experts disappeared. They went away. Where did they go? It's like those Bitcoin experts. They're real quiet on Facebook today. I mean, they're really quiet, just like those stock market experts. Real quiet today. I'm being petty, and you know I am. So anyway, the point of that is, let's say you have a website. Let's say you talk about sports. Let's say that's what you do. You talk about sports and you have like 5 t-shirt ideals and 5 hats. Maybe you're using licensing, whatever you're using, and you have that gear and you sell that gear. So it's going to behoove you to keep that site getting traffic, whether it's a blog, which I'm doing a course I'm finishing up called a blog, turn a blog into a business. I'm finishing it up. I hate telling y'all when I'm going to do this, because then y'all be like, hurry up, hurry yourself up. But I'm going to put it together, turning a blog into a business, because so many people are like, well, I just want to do a Shopify site and leave it and forget it. But if you really treat it like a way to get out of your job, or an actual something to bring extra $30,000, $50,000 into your pocket a year, you're going to be trying to draw traffic to it daily. And I use Google AdWords, and for $50 a month, I tell y'all, I mean, on 1 month, it rivaled the YouTube channel in bringing in sales of the tax lien course and all the books. Because I can see where traffic comes from. I can see in my back database where it says ad or it says YouTube. It'll let me know where is it coming from, and it's very beautiful. So a lot of people got these Shopify sites and just was like, well, I'm sharing it on Facebook. But there's techniques and ways to do this, right? Okay, there's techniques and ways to do this. You can jump on. I'm going to give y'all some free. I'm going to give you some free info. We'll save it for a course, but I'm going to give you some free info. Let's say you're all about Facebook groups and you're in 100 of them on a particular niche. Let's say your niche is sales, whatever, it's sales. And you go in every group talking about your website. Let's say you have a great article. It's a great article, and you share it in the comments, or you reply to people in every single Facebook group. And trust me, I know a guy who does this, so don't tell me it takes all day, but he does. He sits and he goes into about 100 Facebook groups and somehow gets his message in there. He just finds somebody to reply to, someone to message, somewhere to link his stuff, some way, somehow he does it and doesn't get the admins pissed off, because that's really key, is not pissing off the admins in Facebook groups. And like clockwork, he'll have 100 to 200 people looking at his blog that day, and some the next day, and some the next day, because of where's he going? He's going in Facebook for free, sharing that info. Now, if you go on his blog, at the top of the bar, he has a book for sale. On the right side, he has some kind of sales book for insurance people on the side. And on the right, he has another sales item. And what do you think they do when they get there? They look over, this guy's legit, it's a blog. Oh, great. Picks up some of those items, at least once or twice. Throughout a day, if you got 100 eyes on there and you make 2 sales, great. Many of you go, that's all? I'm telling you, don't overcomplicate it. I'm going to just say it this way. Don't overcomplicate it. Another example, niche websites. This is probably going to be in the course Turn Your Blog to a Business, but we'll figure out how to parse it in there. Many people get other people to write their articles. Some people get other people to do their work. But let's just say you have a niche site and it's really super cool, and you just have your ads on the side. That's all. You just got your ads on the side of the page. And every time people come to that site, Googling things, looking for articles, they find that. So that is the definition. When people keep telling me, I just want a passive income, I want to set it and forget it. Let's say you want to really make it a business. You don't have to set it and forget it. This stock market crash and this Bitcoin crash got y'all upset. But think of how much energy many of you put into Bitcoin. What if you could put that into your own website? What if how many times you looked at Bitcoin coin-based website last week? You could have did that looking at your own sites and putting information out and interacting with people. Just saying. Just saying. So look, we'll do that in another video. I don't want to get too off track, but that's the key. When the people tell me, oh man, I want passive income, so I got some Bitcoin, I got some coins. That's not passive, that's active, baby. And there's nothing wrong with having a Shopify site. A lot of people are complaining that their Shopify site don't got no traffic. Yeah, now you're learning business 101. You have to get traffic to it. Okay? So there's ways to get free traffic, but it's going to take all day. If you're going to have many people say, well, Eric, I only have an hour, 2 hours in the afternoon to focus on this. True, you could for an hour or 2 hours focus on building your websites and your information and getting that active income, right? Because honestly, if you look at this YouTube channel, people watch videos from 3 years ago and message, and it'll pop up in my notifications, and I'll message them and say, thank you for watching the channel. Whatever it is, whatever the comment is, I'll usually comment back. Why? Because I know that person, that video has legs. It's a lead. That person may watch 7 more videos, and guess what? Buy everything on the website. I woke up today, 7 sales of the credit repair. I have to do some credit repair videos on this channel. Why? Because people are watching certain videos and following the rabbit hole and coming to buy. So again, your definitions of active and passive income are skewed. People who are upset about the stock market today, many of you don't realize your 401ks are tied to that. I know people right now running around busting and begging, yeah, I got $1 million in my 401k, Eric, I'm an engineer. Okay. What happens if it's a major correction? What do you do? That's why assets is not just one. It's not just every egg in one basket. It's different ones. I'm meeting people who have lots of money, make good money, but all they have is stocks. Can they cash out? I remember working as apartment manager, and someone was literally saying, can y'all give me 2 more weeks? I'm cashing out my 401k to pay my rent for the year. This one was like 50 years old, and all I can think of is, you're cashing it out and all it's going to pay for is your rent for the rest of the year? Girl, you're 50. You're taking a loan out on yourself. And she wasn't in bad health. I mean, she was in good health, and I just felt like she just being picky on jobs. And what people don't realize is ageism comes into play. So she was cashing out her one egg, her one asset. So again, I saw Todd was on here somewhere, but listen, assets are better than credit. But you got to have different kinds of assets. You can't just have one. You can't just have one. And then you cash your egg out when something goes wrong. You ever been in some of those lower income neighborhoods and you see a bunch of cars everywhere? Why do they have so many cars? Some of them don't work. Some are junk. Some are working. Why? Because they know they can sell them. I remember a Hispanic guy in our apartment complex hurt his back really bad, but he wasn't going to the doctor, was just laying in the bed, sold all 3 of those little Honda Civics. And you thought, well, where's your car? How are you going to get around? Man, he had a truck parked on the side of the street. He had the Honda Civics parked in the complex where we told him not to park them, and his little Ford little truck parked on the side of the street. So where are your assets at? Where are your assets at? So look, I'm going to jump into the comments. You guys have been awesome. I know it's a lot of like hysteria going on, but not that many people are in the market, but it does focus your attention there, right? Because the stock market's been roaring, but everybody's like, there's a correction coming. Point blank period. There just is. So let's kick it up. Let's see what we got here. Holy moly, we got some comments. All right, let's see. Good evening from Aaron Johnson. Derek Blaley, what's up? Erica Nicole. Bella Femela. Female? Hey, cutie. Bitcoin, baby, going to the moon. Okay, Todd Capital. You got enough already. Bella. Is it too late now? For what? For which one? All right, Chip McHale, all sorts of things. Silk Road was a thing. It was a thing. I have to listen to 50 Cent when he bought his. Yes. Hey, girl. Okay, Bella said, what should we invest in? I'm so lost. You have to invest in things you understand, and you have to invest. For me, what did I do? What did I say? There's a book called Alternative Investor. It's not on my desk over here. I've been getting ready to move, but Alternative Investor is a great book. I want you guys to pick it up. I'm not even throwing the Amazon associate link up there. I thank you guys for clicking a lot of my Amazon stuff I recommend, because Amazon sent me a check last month and it was nice. Okay, so the key here is Alternative Answer book is really good because it talks about how peer-to-peer lending and how Yale puts 90% of its stocks is investments and endowments, not in stocks, not in stocks, elsewhere. Okay, so for me, as I talk about, and there's pictures and blogs and articles, you can go on the blog website, Classy SEL. Your life is like a table. What's holding up the table? If it's just your job and your 401k, that's too short of legs because life is very heavy. Gold, silver, precious metals, land, real estate, investing groups, investing as a team. You know, these things help you have more than one asset. So we'll go into more videos, but on that, Todd Capital, buy. I did, Todd. I bought so many more shares. That's all I'll say. I'm not gonna put a number on it. Todd Capital, Facebook. Does Robinhood have a fee? Robinhood does not have a fee. I think they make their money in the float, and they're making their money on the margin product they had called Robinhood Gold. It's what I talked about earlier in the video, where some people were having like $1,000 in their account, and then Robinhood's like, "We're gonna give you 2,000 on credit, girl." Don't trust that. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. Okay, woo, 4,000. Yeah, Brandon. That in college, it hurt. I mean, I was like, whoo, we're gonna get a job. We got, cause see, for me, I was loaded up with scholarships, worked at financial aid office. I got fat checks. Let me just keep it 100 on this channel. I got almost 10 grand in cash every semester, scholarships, grants, some ethnic background. You guys know I'm a little bit of some other stuff. Yo, nice checks. In the summer, 4 grand cash refund. These are refund checks from the school. So your girl bought a car, your girl went on vacations, your girl had clothes, and your girl was like, oh wait, so many other people did not sit down for hours every summer and write scholarships essays because they thought they were too good for that. My bad. Also, my mother was in the military and she went to Iraq. Well, she went to Kuwait. We'll do quotations. Twice. So very, very nice FAFSA for me. Anyway, my guess is she would say steady growth in real estate. Joseph Simmons said, I told you Philly would win. $1,000 bet, $2,700 return. Listen, everybody in the country was like, please, please let Tom Brady lose. I'm so sick of Tom Brady. They cheating. They cheating over there. But again, they say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. All right. Ben says, nice, Joe. Join Betterment. Betterment's good. Betterment's good. Nothing's wrong with that. Betterment, I think we have listed in the book. I'm not even going to try to flip through pages because it's too many. But yes, I think it's in the book. Alvin Hollinger. Well. Yes, sir. We are here talking about the Bitcoin crash, the stock market crash. We are. Let's see. Todd Capital, you need those books. Do you need this book? The Smartphone Money Millionaire. Not Smartphone Millionaire. How to lend to people, real estate, and businesses from the palm of your hand. You guys, your girls, I'm telling you, it's going to be on Amazon. It's going to be out everywhere. We're going to have hard copies. I'm excited. Also, Money on Tap is only going to be a hard copy in a little bit. So keep your lookout. We're going to add a few more things to it, and then we're going to make it a hard copy. All right. Jamaica cosign for sure. Have my notebook out. Thank you, Bella. All right. Infinite says, not trying to be unprofessional, but I must say that you're very beautiful. Thank you. You know, sometimes I brush my hair and get on the camera for you guys. Anyways, Bitcoin, is it too late? So there's several coins out there. There's Glendon Cameron's going to do a cryptocurrency channel, so definitely check him out for that. I'm not big on the coins. And here's my reasoning is because my focus is my businesses. Like literally my painting company has a manager who goes out and answers leads. It's very structured. Doesn't need me because I can't paint and I can't put a fence together. But I can put money in on bandit signs. I can put money in on leads. I can check on employees. I can check on customer service. That's a very structured side business I have. Now, on the flip note, this online thing, I can have 4 or 5 different websites and just be working it. Okay, just be working it. So okay, here we go. Infinite. Tell me about infinite banking concept. Hit that to me. Is that bank on yourself? Is that what you're talking about? You're talking about the book Bank on Yourself? Let me know. All right. Lala D. Erica, I've been seeing really cheap property in Birmingham, Alabama. Do you think it's wise to purchase there? You have to be careful what side of town you're on, Lala D, because I actually lived in Birmingham. Actually, excuse me, Hoover and Vestavia for 6 months, helping with the tornado relief, and my mother helped a reserve unit down there get back on their feet after the tornado that hit Alabama. It is unique. It is a great, unique, beautiful place in this country. I don't know how to explain it to you in the best way, but Alabama has a lot of factories, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, all kind of factories down there where, you know, a lot of black guys that I saw had jobs, making 60, 70 a year, had a house down the street, almost brand new, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, nice houses for 125,000, living a good life. But it's just not on the radar, right? But then there's a part of Birmingham that is old and kind of decaying, and they aren't really fixing, and people are living in shacks, and they got a Mustang out front, but a shack behind them and a satellite dish on it. So you got to pick a neighborhood carefully. What is it beside? Who do you know in that area that can give you advice on it? Because Paula Pants from Afford Anything blog, she's been buying down there. Also, the guy I showed you guys, Lane Kawa, he's Hawaiian. He has an apartment investing group that I'm in, and he invests in Birmingham. So Birmingham's been hitting up on the hot spot for the past couple of years. Wayne says, can a health savings account be used to invest in real estate funds? Sir, I think it's unwise to mess with your health savings account. Now, my health savings account is with, I have a health savings account, but it's with, because I had to roll it over from the last time I had a job. But anyway, it was with someone. But the point is, I wouldn't touch it. I would just leave it there and use it because I had a surgery earlier this year and it did come in handy. So I always tell people find more ways to put $10, $20 away a month or a day. Or again, there's a saying here on this channel, and Glendon pointed it out, and I want to thank him for that. But $27 a day. I learned this from a waitress that worked at Logan's, and I also learned it from the second time I heard it was from a bunch of pizza delivery guys at Papa John's. If you put away $27 away in your tips away a day for a year, you'll have $10,000. Now at the time I'm like, man, shut up, I don't hear that. But I remember going to Papa John's and hearing it again, and every guy in that Papa John's store had his own house. Every single one, no wife. Most of them didn't have a wife. Most of them were young, 26, 27 years old. But that's the thing. That's the power of focus when you have cash tips every day. What am I going to do with this? Where am I putting this? And so it was very, very educational to see like that blue collar of America have that focus to put that money away and actually look up, and a year later, you have $10,000. McLaurin one said the predictions on the bottom of this drop. Okay, which one, Bitcoin or the stock market? Because I think the stock market's due for a correction, period. I mean, there's so many articles that I follow, especially in agricultural. So here's the thing with agricultural. Oregon, Alabama, and Florida have crops rotting in the ground. Why? Because y'all scared the Hispanic people, and they're like, well, I'm not coming to work the field so ICE can arrest me. I'm not doing that. They're laying low, or they're doing work door to door. They're cutting grass. They're cleaning, hauling junk. They're reselling things. Here in Austin, Texas, we had an 8-month delay on houses being built because all the Hispanic people ran to Houston because they were scared they were going to get rounded up. Now, not all of them, but a percent of the really high, what I would call no paperwork, very little English. Their kids are little. They don't know what would happen if they don't know what to do with them, that kind of thing. Those particular people did run. Now, if you look at the flea market over here down the street, it's an old mall that they turned into a flea market. I promise you, they've got armed guards all over that mug. There's probably $1 million going through that place every month, I'm sure, of what I would call secondary markets. So again, when you talk about the bottom hits who? Stock market bottoming does hurt the economy's outlook, the positive outlook we have in this country. But overall, it's only going to hurt a percentage of our economy. Now, Bitcoin, that's just going to take out smaller people who really couldn't afford to invest in it. Robinhood app is just trying to prevent fraud. That's all. Whenever it comes to what I tell people is go to your laptop. If you don't want to via your phone because you're scared you might lose your phone, do your laptop. I have an E-Trade account that I've had since college that I lost my penny stocks with. So I mean, like, just put it in locations that you feel comfortable. If you only feel comfortable on your desktop, Robinhood actually does do a desktop now. You can do it from your computer, not your cell phone. You can do it from your computer. That is very true, Comet Wisdom. Thank you. Look at you, Cosmic Wisdom, coming in here. Thank you for all your answering her questions. Cosmic Wisdom is in the bottom telling her about why you have to use your phone. Bella says she hates Uncle Sam and her chick, Sally Mae. Here's how I look at it. Pay Uncle Sam his money and keep it moving. Uncle Sam will shut it down. If you don't give him his money, he will come pit slap you. And there ain't no need for that. Here's my thing. I know several drug dealers. And not because I want to know them. But what happened to them? When they got about 35 and they got little kids going to school, middle school, they decided, yeah, this ain't worth it. And they started reporting taxes on their lawn care companies and then switched that money to moving companies and other things. Now, do you think Uncle Sam is stupid? Do you think he thought homeboy had a lawn care company and his back's been out since 84? Since I was a baby, that dude's back's been out? Yeah. So the thing of it is Uncle Sam doesn't care as long as you pay your taxes. I mean, there was even a guy who was bold enough in California to write that he sold drugs on his on his tax returns, that he was like a pharmaceutical something. And they were just like, what? But he didn't get arrested because clearly he didn't have any more pharmaceuticals in his house. But, it happens. Bella, here's the thing. Everything is risky. That's a mindset, baby. Like, if you think that's risky, that's risky. Eating cereal is risky. Eating nuts is risky. If you sit on the couch by yourself and eat some almonds and fall over and choke on them and there's nobody in your house, you just had a risk. You just had a risk. Eating food is a risk. Walking down the street is really, your ankle could break. Anything's a risk. So you have to say to yourself, is $25 in Lending Club going to stop me from having a better future? Is $10 in this stock I like over Robinhood app going to stop me from a better future? If it is, then hey, some of us are warriors and some of us are warriors. Donald Isley, how many strings would you suggest? I am a cup fulls over person. I don't have a cup right here to show y'all, but let's do this. All right, if I keep having much money come into this one cup and it starts fooling over, right? Like money starts falling out the side of this cup. I want that money falling out the side of the cup to go somewhere and make me money. Does that make sense? Like raise your income as much as you can. Because many of y'all see this little candle in here? That's some of y'all right now making like $2,000 a month. Talking about, Erica, I need some Bitcoin. Well, what money? Now, if you get, so it's a bunch of money coming out of your cup. You double your income this month. All you did this month, Erica, when you come and tell me, Erica, I doubled my income. I have a little side business now. I doubled my money. What do I do with my extra money? Because I called my bills up. Because 9 times out of 10, if you looked at all the foreclosure people had a couple years ago, they were short by $500. Straight up. If you look at most of the documents, they were short by $500. Dave Ramsey talks about it all the time. Lots of people talk about it now. If they'd have sold a car, if they'd have sold some crap, or just got a part-time job, they could have kept their house. But they let pride, things, whatever, stop them from keeping their home. So the key here is how many strings do you have? Once you check out Smart Money Phone Millionaire, you will know as many as you want. The key is, if you read my book, Ladder Up Income, I feel like it's like a ladder. It's like a table. I wrote many articles about it on the website where it's like, I table it out, $20 here, $20 there, $20 here, $20 there. That's not uncommon for me to do that in a day. That's not uncommon for me to do that on Fridays, and just like feed the beast, because as I feed those vehicles will later feed me. If that makes sense. Sari says she knows somebody. There you go. Okay. Yeah, you're talking about that same concept. Becoming your own banker. I did a video about how to become a banker. How do you become a banker? Lending club, Prosper, tax liens, monthly dividend stocks. You are the banker. You are lending them money and they are paying you interest. You are now the bank. Now you're talking about bank on yourself concept is insurance. It's term insurance or whatever. There's a lot of people who can do that, but at times there's a book I talk about on the channel called Millionaire by 30. You can check that book out. It talks about it some too. But a lot of, yeah, think about his two sons made enough money to put $900 away a month. Now, their term policy was $900 a month for 10 years. And after they became 31, then they could take out draws of $20,000 and $50,000. Pretty much for a long time. Bank on yourself. They call the term middle class credit cards, banking on yourself. But we can do another video about that. But at the end of the day, do you have an additional $900 to put away? That's the key. It's all about raising that income. All right, we're gonna try to wrap this up. I don't want to keep y'all here all day. Sorry. Comic wisdom, consistency is the key to wealth building. Yes. Okay. Look, I'm serious. Like, and here's the funny part about those drug dealers. They're white. One's Lumbee Indian from North Carolina, but the rest are white. And the Lumbee Indian dude, you know what he did one year? He went contracting overseas. He did like the mail. He was the mail guy when Iraq War first busted out. I think he made like 90,000 that year. And all he had to do was the mail room. Just in there putting mail away and eating food with the other contractors. Now you can't question him. If you go back and look back, if he goes and says, "Oh, I got all this. I got all this property," because he was very smart. He actually bought land lots and put trailers on them. I said, "Yeah, I got all these trailers. I got rental properties. I ain't selling drugs. I got rental properties. What are you talking about?" You know, I'm just saying that they were white and one was the Lumbee Indian. They were not black people. They were white. And they were like, push it to the left, okay? Somebody said they broke their collarbone mountain biking, but it was fun. Worth the risk. You know what? Good for you. Good for you. Gosh, you guys are okay. Okay. Okay, classy Miss Erica, thank you. Okay, all right, but yeah, that's basically. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to ban that. But yeah, you guys are freaking hilarious. Thank you for coming. I'm gonna wrap this up. I didn't want to keep you here all day, but the key is do not panic. Yes, the stock market is crashing. And a lot of agricultural and different companies I've read is they haven't been able to really truly chart it for a while. Now, why is that? If you watch my previous videos where I talk about the California housing boom, the Seattle housing boom, the Vancouver, you're talking about Chinese investors coming here, bringing their money here, trying to get out of China, and putting their children here in college. You can go Google this video. It's a very popular video on YouTube. It's called Chinese Millionaires College Students. And it's literally just following a bunch of young college Chinese students around. And their parents put them here. And a lot of them are like, "Oh, I'm in school." How long have you been in school? Like 6 years. They ain't really going to school. They're just trying to escape China and the drama that comes with China. And so they're buying real estate. They're buying houses. They got their mistress in one house. They got their wife in one house. They got their kid that's in college in another house. And when the kid don't want to stay there no more, they rent those houses out or sell them. There's a business visa here in this country. And that's who's driving some of this Bitcoin and this stock market is people from outside coming into America, people who want to invest into some of these markets. And people who, companies who have 401k packages and pension plans in the market. So this crash is not to scare you guys. If you're bringing in several $1,000s a month from whatever it is you do, it's a different conversation. So at the end of the day, definitely keep a lookout. I'm going to have a course called How to Turn Your Blog into a Business. We're probably going to knock out a few more books because you guys had great content and great questions. I have a whole video series, How to Get Rich in a Recession. I'm probably going to put more videos into that playlist. It's on the channel. But hey, share these videos. Thank you guys. Leave comments after it renders. Please give me a thumb like up. It does help the channel. And you guys is still cracking me up that the Monique video to this day has 21,000 views. I don't know why. People are cracking me up. So look, you guys, you've been amazing. Definitely look on the channel for more courses. Thank you guys who all participate in the January special. We're still working through all those phone calls, and the other part of my office is still working on the credit report today. So everybody, this is Erica, Classy Climb Blog. You have been amazing. Thank you for stopping by. Later.